Arne Slot receives boost as Liverpool's new Thiago returns. Having watched Liverpool over the years, occasionally you might see a player unlike no other. Thiago Alcantara, during Jurgen Klopp's tenure at the club, was one of those players. The Spaniard was a magician on the ball, always managing to resist the opposition's attempts to press him high. Put simply, it was a joy to watch him glide across the Anfield turf. At the end of last season, the 34-year-old veteran midfielder left the club following the expiration of his contract. He has since retired from the professional game in aid of focusing on coaching. However, the essence of the player has not left Liverpool quite yet. Tyler Morton is a 22-year-old academy prospect whose game is inspired by the former Red, and when he takes to the pitch, you can tell that certain parts of his game are based on some of his hero's attributes. Earlier this week, it was announced that he would return to Arne Slot's squad after a significant injury layoff. Thiago-esque character returns to training Liverpool have been using Ryan Gravenberch as the team's sole defensive midfielder this season, although he often conducts his work as part of a double pivot partnership with Alexis McAllister. Attempts have been made to sign a permanent number 6, but so far the club has been luckless in their transfer market ambitions over the last 4 years. Nonetheless, the decision to hand Gravenberch the responsibility can only be described as a stroke of genius, as the Dutchman has lit up the Premier League and Champions League with his performances. In truth, there are elements of Thiago's game in his. Think of the player's frequent use of the half-turn, while never feeling pressured on the ball before picking out the perfect midfield-splitting forward pass. However, Morton's absence from the squad had meant that there was no understudy available to take over if there happened to be an injury scare before the season draws to a close. Fortunately, Gravenberch has remained in full fitness, and in all honesty, Slot would take some serious convincing to not play him as the team's number 6. But now that Morton has safely returned from his 3-month absence that required surgery, we might have a slight opportunity for the Englishman to make his mark and secure a Premier League winners' medal. The Reds are just 11 points away from securing their 20th First Division League title, and once the job is done, Liverpool will be able to field whatever team they like until the trophy is eventually handed to them and the celebrations can formally take place. Conclusion: Kingsley Coman's potential move to Liverpool is an intriguing prospect. A proven winner with immense talent and versatility, he could be a valuable addition to the Reds squad. However, his injury history and the financial implications of a deal make this a complex decision for Liverpool. As for the return of Tyler Morton, his resurgence offers depth and hope for Liverpool's midfield as they close in on another league title. Both stories underline the evolving dynamics at Anfield as the club looks to maintain its dominance in English football. Liverpool risk losing fan favourite as Spanish clubs queue up to sign him. Liverpool currently have more talented players than they know what to do with, and balancing relations with each of their assets is essential in order to stay clear of upsetting the apple cart. The mood on Merseyside is good. The Reds have had a slight wobble on the pitch over the last few weeks, but the Premier League title is almost within our grasp, and that's all that matters. However, not everyone associated with the club is going to benefit from the Reds' domestic success, and making sure to not isolate those on the periphery is a fine art that every team struggles with. The issue comes predominantly with those on loan. Getting players regular minutes is essential, but the more time they spend away from the club, the more likely they are to consider moving on. In the case of Stefan Bajcetic, Liverpool might have shot themselves in the foot according to recent reports. Bajcetic could leave. The market lights are turned on. After a tumultuous 2023-24 campaign, where he spent most of his time recovering from injuries, Liverpool decided that the best thing for Bajcetic's career was to send him out on loan. Initially, he was sent to Austria to play at RB Salzburg under the management of former Liverpool coach Pep Lijnders. Although the move didn't turn out to be a good fit for either of them, he was quickly recalled during the winter transfer window, and an opportunity to place in his homeland was identified. With the Spaniard now spending his time at Las Palmas, the 20-year-old midfielder has flourished since the move, as he has been able to start regular matches, finally getting himself into a rhythm. Against Getafe yesterday, he made 8 accurate long balls, 3 clearances, 8 recoveries and 7 duels. A performance reminiscent of the talent he showed at Liverpool before injuries plagued him. However, his success might come at a cost to the Reds. According to Relevo, Bajcetic's efforts have not gone unnoticed among those at La Liga, and while Liverpool might be looking to reintegrate him in the side during pre-season this summer, he could easily be tempted to force a move elsewhere. Mateo Moreto wrote in his latest report, "For the Spanish midfielder, the transfer market lights are turned on. According to my information, another year on loan in Spain is on the horizon for him, since it is the league in which he wants to consecrate himself and continue growing. The club most interested in him at the moment is Villarreal. It is not a solution to be ruled out, as he has only just found a club that suits his style and wants to play him regularly. It could be a little premature for Liverpool to consider adding him to Arne Slot's squad, so another loan move should not be a decision that the Reds should automatically dismiss. However, it is worth being conscious of the fact that Bajcetic hasn't played in a Liverpool shirt for a very long time. And while he is still an asset we can call on, and the fans are eagerly awaiting his Anfield return, his head might be turned if we aren't careful.